Good morning, students. What we're going to do today is we're going to begin Unit 8. This is the last unit of Grade 10 Math. Hopefully it's not the hardest unit. That's typically my thought process behind doing this unit last. And we're going to begin with the lesson on the metric system. And it's essentially metric conversions, okay? So you can see on your note that you have in front of you, I'm letting you know that we use the metric system here in Canada. It's a good system because all the units are based on multiples of 10. That means we can convert between metric units by multiplying or dividing by powers of 10. And what you can see in your note is a chart, and the chart shows all the metric prefixes. In other words, you can see that there's, in the center of the chart, there's no prefix. And then you have deca, hecto, and kilo going up, and deci, centi, and milli going down. And what we're talking about there is, if we think about meters as the base unit, well, centimeters are smaller than meters, millimeters are smaller still, kilometers are much larger than meters. And so we're learning how to convert between those particular units of measurement. And of course, we have grams, we have liters, we have meters. These are our, by and large, useful measurement units, okay? So we're going to just jump in with a couple of examples here, and some of this should be familiar to you, I think. So we'll do example 1. Okay. Example 1 says we have 1.3 meters, and we want to convert it to centimeters. Okay. So here's what you're going to do, is you're going to look at the metric prefixes chart. Okay. And you're going to recognize that meters is the base unit. And you can see in the center of that chart where it says no prefix. That's where meters goes. That's the base unit. Okay. And what we want to do is we want to get to centimeters. So that means if we look on this chart, centimeters is 2 steps underneath the base unit. Okay, 2 steps underneath the base unit. And that means, in order to get to centimeters, we need to multiply. Okay? And multiplying means we're going to move the decimal place, this is important, this word's really, really important, to the right, okay? That's what multiplying means, okay? So we have 1.3 meters. It has to equal some amount of centimeters, okay? Here's what we do, is we move the decimal place to the right. Well, how many spaces to the right do we move it? Well, remember what I mentioned. We were two spaces below the default unit, the base unit. So we need to move the decimal place 2 spaces to the right, okay? So what that means is we get 1.3 meters equals 130 centimeters. Notice how I move that decimal 2 spaces to the right. It's right here now, okay? Let's try example 2. Example 2 is going to be similar. Okay. Example 2, I have 8 grams, which is a base unit, and I want to get to milligrams somehow. Okay. So look at the chart. In the chart, we're going down 3 spots to get to milli. Okay, the prefix milli. Okay, so we're going down, we're going to milli. That means we need to multiply. That means we're moving the decimal place. Which direction? If we multiply, we're moving it right. Okay, and how many spaces? 3 spaces, because we're 3 spots beneath the base unit, okay? So we've got 8 grams. So I'm going to write 8 right here. Watch how I do this. I have 8, okay? And that's where the decimal is, right? It's right there. So I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3 spaces, 3 imaginary spaces, okay? So that's like putting these 3 zeros here. and the decimal is going to end up right here. So then we'll say that 8 grams equals 8,000 milligrams. Okay? Example 3. 3,421 millimeters equals how many kilometers? Okay? To go from millimeters to kilometers, we have to count up 6 steps in the chart. Okay? That means, okay, we're dividing and that means we're move the decimal left 6 places. Okay? 6 steps in the chart. We got to move 6 places because we're dividing. That means we're going to move the decimal left. Okay? So I'm going to begin by writing this number down. 3,421. Okay? And the decimal's right here. So I got to move it left 6 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it goes there. And that means I'm going to have these 2 new zeros that appear. Okay? So we'll say here at the bottom of the page, and hopefully you can still see it, yep. 3,421 millimeters equals 0.003,421 kilometers. Okay? So let's do one more example. You can pause this if you want to take a picture or copy it down. And then we're going to move on to the last example for this note. It's a very short note. Example 4, okay? We're given 345 centimeters, and we want question mark meters, okay? Well, how many steps away is centimeters and meters? Well, it's 2 steps in that chart, and it's 2 steps up. And that means we're going to move decimal 2 to the left. Okay? So we've got 345 centimeters equals, if I move that decimal place 1, 2 to the left, I should get 3.45 meters. Okay? 3.45 meters. Okay? And that's actually it for the lesson. What you'll find in the student copy of the note is that the following page, so page 2 of the note, is homework. And it's just practice doing metric conversions. It's just practice doing metric conversions. And when you get stuck doing these, Google is your friend. Okay? And the reason why I'm saying that is because there are lots of resources that you can Google to help you do metric conversions. Okay? So if you play around with Google, you should be able to check your answers relatively easily. Okay? So until next time, please make sure that you're staying healthy, you're staying safe, you're taking care of yourselves and the people that you care about, and that you keep studying. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.